Hey, 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 it's Friday. It is 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, which is where I am. And that means you are watching Merlo's Movie Massacre, episode 28. I can't believe I made it 28 episodes. It only took 27 to get the trolls. And they're here to stay by the looks of it. Awesome, awesome. Please, trolls, if you're going to troll, give me something good. Give me something good. 'Cause I want some good stuff. But I'm so happy to see them. One thing that disappointed me last time is that those dislikes all got taken away afterwards. Well, the reason why I want the dislikes, folks, is because they actually help the algorithm. So if you want to dislike the video, go ahead. I love it. But unfortunately, those dislikes, I think there was like 7 or 8 of them last time, and they all disappeared. What can you do? Lots of awesome people in the chat already. We got Rob Mahoney for the first time. He's a new buddy of mine and actually a new associate producer on the Sawyer Massacre. Thank you so much for hanging out. Giants fan, of course, you know him. Filthy Dan is also in the chat. Hey, man, never trust a Giants fan. That's exactly right. Dallas Cowboys fan. Boy, all the football fans. I think that's Fabian Gonzalez, though. Fabian, if that's... you keep changing your name. So, I think that's Fabian, but if not, whatever. Who else we got in the chat already? We've got Kyle Curtis Flett. Hey, man. Glad you could make it. So awesome to have you in. And Marco Reaction and the Drayton Sawyer. Wow, you guys are already here chatting away. Thank you so much. Plus the trolls. So very, very happy to have all that because again, it helps the algorithm, guys. So let's just get some better trolling. I want to see some I want to see you trolls give me some good comments. I want you guys to tell me what you really think of me and the movie we're doing and our Indiegogo campaign and all that fun stuff. Got to give my shout outs to Breathless Beauties, Michelle of Breathless Beauties. Here's her work. She does these awesome horror themed dolls. She's been a great supporter of the channel and a supporter of our film as well. So, and there she is in the chat right now. Hey, Michelle. Definitely go check out Michelle's stuff on Facebook. She's got an Instagram and a Facebook page. You can DM her if you want to order one of these awesome dolls. There's the Leatherface one, the one that I love the most, of course. And there's Brettman from Good Real Hunting with his Scream doll. I absolutely love it. It looks awesome. So if you guys like horror themed dolls, Michelle is your gal. Breathless Beauties. Her links are in the description. Go check them out. She makes awesome stuff. That was just a sample, guys. She's got tons of stuff. She can customize stuff for you. Right, Michelle? I hope I'm not saying anything I shouldn't. But yeah, I think she can customize stuff for you. And, give you what you want pretty much, which is awesome. And she made me with something pretty cool. So I've got it hanging on my framing has changed so much. I don't know why, but it has. I have camera issues sometimes. I don't know. I have to change the placement a little bit. But yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. And so is our other friend, Michelle Blasky of Miss 44. She does artwork. She does horror artwork and all kinds of obscure types of artwork. Look at this one with the cow. Very interesting. Very obscure. I love the obscure. Look at this one with the cow with the shotgun. I love it. She's got a Facebook page. Also in the description, there's a Leatherface for you because, of course, I'm going to always give as much love to anything TCM as possible. So keep that in mind. Again, all these wonderful Michelle's links are in the description. Go check them out. And, yeah, just do it. Just do it. And thank you for joining the chat, Michelle. Anyone else new in the chat? Michelle's saying, all listed inventory is 20% off through the month. Free shipping in the U.S. Don't forget about that. I do know it's free shipping in the U.S. I'm in Canada, unfortunately, which makes it tough. But man, you know what? If we get our film to Texas, I'm going to be ordering one when I get there. Yes, definitely. Okay. Anybody else new in the chat? Not that I can see. It looks like all great stuff there. Yeah. Guys, and by the way, if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe, or the dislike if you're a troll. Again, helps the algorithm. And if you haven't subbed yet, definitely go and do that. And it should be a real fun little chat tonight. It's really exciting. Really exciting. We are pretty far into our Indiegogo campaign. I apologize for not doing a show last week, guys. Just been so busy with this. I'm still really, really busy with the Indiegogo campaign. I do want to stick to at least once a week with the show. But, obviously it's been a little bit tough as of late. So I apologize for taking last week off. It won't happen again. I probably will, especially if I go and film in Texas. Actually, during production period, I'm not doing a show, just so you guys know. And, it's just the way it is, right? And we're doing a pretty decent campaign. We've done pretty decent so far. I think we can do better. We just hit 100 backers, as you guys may have seen. 100 backers. Thank you guys all so much. Thank you, everybody. I think pretty much everybody that's in this chat has helped out in some way with the Indiegogo campaign, whether you've backed it or you've shared it. Really, really appreciate all of that. We're 1 day away from goal number 3. And as you can see on this here, we need to be 50% funded by tomorrow night. So we're not even close to that right now, guys, but that's okay. And if we don't hit it, we don't hit it. But I think we can. I think there's still no reason why we can't get to 50%. We're almost at 31%, so another 19% or so we got to get. We can do it. Come on, guys. Push us. It is Freebie Fridays today. Don't forget about that. Freebie Fridays. So your purchase of a perk, $40 US or higher, comes with something free. And the better it is, the better the freebie is. So yes, definitely jump on that if you haven't yet. Want to give away free stuff. I love giving away free stuff, and that's the idea if we hit our next goal. 50% by tomorrow at midnight Pacific time. Everybody will get something free. Everybody who's contributed, that is. Gets a freebie. And so some of you can tell we've given out some pretty cool freebies already for hitting goal number 1 and goal number 2, which we hit those targets fairly easy, but this one is proving to be a little bit tougher. So we can do it, guys. I believe in you guys. I believe in myself too. But, we have to do this as a team. But at the end of the day, guys, I just want you to know that I'm really proud of what we've done. Really proud of the support. 100 backers is no easy task. And I still know that there's more to come. We still have 21 days left, guys. There's 21 days left to hopefully get this to Texas. If we don't hit our goal, but we get close to that Texas goal, we'll probably try one more Indiegogo. Just to get us to Texas. I know it's going to be a lot of work for me to do another one, but who knows? We might have to push the filming a little bit. We'll see because of COVID. I'm still aiming for mid-September, but we'll just have to play it by ear because you just never know what's going to happen. Again, we've had some numbers spike in COVID recently that have raised my concern just a little bit. I'm not even sure what the travel bans are like now, if I'm even allowed to go to the U.S. or not. I have to look into that. Right now, I've just been so focused on Indiegogo, get us there kind of thing. And we've done okay, and no matter what, we're making the film. But even if we don't get to Texas, I want to make the film for, the most we possibly can. I did make a feature once for $10K. That's close to around what we're looking at right now. But that was a challenge. This would be a challenge too. I was inexperienced back then though too. I was like, oh sure, I can make this film for $10K. No problem. Come post-production, that was not been a fun. I still have still working on it in post. The audio. Never underestimate audio, folks. Never underestimate it. But, lesson learned. 10K, lesson learned. But, at least that was my own 10K and not somebody else's. So, I want to make the best film I possibly can for you guys. So, let's get more backers the best we can. What are you guys saying in the chat? I don't want to ignore the chat too much. Let's just go back in here a bit. I don't know if I missed anything. So what? Hey, handsome, are you single? No, I'm married with kids. I'm guessing that's a troll. Gonna guess. Just guessing. And that's all good. Rob, Bruin Guys Mahoney been sharing a couple dozen groups. Yes, you've been great, Rob. And you and Jimmy. I don't know if Jimmy's gonna make it in the chat or not, but I hope so. I hope he can make it. It'd be great. Drayton Sawyer, bloody disgusting banned me. Yeah, I know you told me that, eh? Dread Seville never would share it either. I don't know what's going on. Why these guys don't want me to. That's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Sent it to some old friends though and shared it too. That's good. Over 30 groups, so can't get banned. Yeah, you're an admin to a lot of groups, aren't you there, Rob? So that helps. We'll get there, guys. It's sometimes there's slow periods in an Indiegogo campaign. It's been a little bit slow over the last week, but we had some good rises there for a bit too. Right before we hit our second goal, man, we jumped out. So that's why I totally believe we can hit these goals. Good to hear. Be safe on film, Steve. Yeah, exactly. Be COVID. Yeah, COVID. If we honestly, guys, would you guys be upset if we pushed filming a little bit? I mean, I just don't want to risk anything. I don't want to rush into it. I want to give you guys the most quality film I possibly can. I still want to hit that mid-September date, but hey, if we can't, we can't. Hopefully we can. Who else we got in here? A lot of people chatting today. Thank you guys for chatting. Good to see. Oh, there's Jim Presley. Hey, all. Thank you for making it in super late. No, you're not that late. 15 minutes or so. Love that troll, man. Must suck being a scammer. You've been exposed. I've been exposed. I love it. Oh man, feel free to DM me all your hate. I wanna know all your hate. Christian Spencer, hey man, sorry for joining late. That's okay, man. Better late than never. And we haven't even gotten into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre talk yet. And that's the big thing that I want to get into. Oh, Drayton, you think your sister, Jared? You think your sister got it? The COVID? You mean? That's no good. I hope not. It's affected people. I don't know what's going on. We got a vaccine now, but maybe people heard that there's a vaccine and they just started saying, "Oh, everything's fine again." People, we've got to wait until it's completely distributed. I don't know. People don't listen. People just have a mind. Oh, we got a vaccine. We're good now. No more masks, and we'll do as much gatherings as we possibly can. Right? Is that it? Is that's how it goes? I don't know. People. I don't know what else I can say. Christian Spencer, hey man, join. Yeah, sorry, I read that already, didn't I? I'm missing out on people. Doomsday Kingdom Army, thank you for tuning in, John. Love you, man. You are awesome. Lazy Reviewer is also in the chat. Hey, Carlos, how you doing? Glad that you could make it. What did Michelle say here? No way. Looking forward to a great movie. You should definitely keep your cast and crew safe. Yeah, exactly. I mean, if COVID is still a big issue by September, I gotta push it. I don't want to push it, but I gotta push it. It's just the way, I'm not gonna risk the cast and crew. And at the end of the day, I don't want to rush the film either. I want to make the film as good as I possibly can. And if that means COVID is going to be an issue, it's just not. It doesn't make sense. Heather Loves Horror is in the chat as well. Hey Heather, how you doing? Good to see you again. Glad you could make it. She's been Drayton. She's been sick for a week now. Holy smokes. We're never going to get trailer for now. We're going to talk about this, Marco Reaction. We're going to talk about this. Still a miss. Oh, so many chats today. Jeez, I can't read all of them, guys. Sorry. Did you check out I haven't Godzilla King Kong. I haven't yet. I haven't had a chance. I'm so busy with my campaign. I haven't watched any movies lately. I've watched a couple late at night with my wife, but nothing. I had nothing horror because she doesn't like horror very much, unfortunately. She likes a different kind of horror than I do. I think the last horror movie I watched was that Midsommar, and it wasn't my kind of movie. Wasn't my kind of horror. Anyways, let's move on. Because I don't want to get too late in here. Thank you guys all for chatting. Filthy Dan, don't mind listening to going on. I have to. Nothing in particular. You got a chill radio voice, man. Do I have a chilled radio voice? I've always thought about possibly going on the radio. Thought about it. Good to know, though. I never knew I had a chill radio voice. Thanks, Dan. Anyways, let's get into talking about the film. This new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now that we've got a little bit of news going on, let's get all the vibes and the feel and all the feelies out there that we can and what we're all thinking about this new film. And I want you guys to really participate in this chat today because I want to know your guys' opinions. I am that guy that's going to be super skeptical all the way till the very end, at least until I see a trailer. At least. And well, again, we're going to talk about the trailer if we're going to get one. What month is it now? It's April. We're darn near a third of at least a quarter of the way through this year. And this movie is supposed to come out this year. And I don't know. Is it going to come out this year? We'll see. It's still possible. But at the same time, what we have to remember, though, first off, if it's going to come out, you would think it would come out in the summer. If it's coming out this year. I would think it would come out in the summer. I hope they wouldn't try to put it in October because Halloween Kills is going to destroy it. Maybe September, I don't know, but that's still kind of summer, I guess, to a point. So, I mean, this is where I get a little bit weary, the fact that we don't have a release date. And you'd think if they are going to release it this year, it would be the summer. Because, again, maybe they're banking on Halloween Kills to be pushed again, which I've heard more talk about that Halloween Kills probably won't get a theatrical release. It might get released, but not theatrically. I don't know. Again, a lot of COVID stuff happening here, guys. It's hard to predict what's going to happen with COVID, and who knows what the movie industries, what theaters are going to be. I don't know. It's so unpredictable. This is the most unpredictable. This time. It's so hard to figure out. Really, I don't know. Is Halloween Kills even going to make their October 15th date? Maybe not in theaters. Maybe not. I hope so, though. Because man, I would like to see that in the theaters. I would really like to see that in the theaters. But if Halloween Kills is actually going to be released in theaters, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is going to get killed by it. If they release if they try to release in October, it probably won't make very much money. Apparently there's a lot of stuff that's supposedly coming out in October. I have to look at that again. Comment in the chat if you guys can tell me what other big stuff is happening, coming out in October. Supposedly, again, COVID, guys. COVID. So, the fact that we don't have a release date, we don't have any idea when a teaser or anything is coming out, trailer or teaser trailer, who knows? It worries me that this movie is going to get pushed to January of next year. And maybe it'll get pushed further. Maybe they really do believe in this film and they will push it to, say, next summer or something like that, which would be about when the Sawyer Massacre comes out. Then they'll have to compete with us. No, they're not going to compete because we can't distribute the movie. But, that's what I'm talking about. But I'm worried for January. I'm worried that we're gonna see January 2022 release date. It hasn't yet happened yet. So again, this is all speculation. I cannot confirm or disconfirm any of that, but it's possible. So, what do you guys think? Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. We'll read some of your chats, and then we'll talk about all the Sally casting and the casting period. But let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let's go back a bit here. I know about my voice. It's all good. We're talking about COVID there, so we can go back here to Dallas. What are we talking about here? Let's see what you guys... Okay, Doomsday Kingdom Army says, I just can't see them pushing back Kills, yeah? I hope in theaters, but COVID put theaters on life support. Yeah, you're very true on that, man. I worry about that. Halloween Kills needs to be done in the theaters, but they said, they're going to release it, but will it be in the theaters? I hope it will be. I hope it will be. Barely any new promotion on this TCM movie, says Drayton. Yeah. You know what? We got the bulk of our news a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. Sally casting, the Leatherface casting. That's sort of our biggest news at this point, and you had Fede Alvarez go on Bloody Disgusting and say this and that, and say all the things that you want him to say. Basically, he's saying all the right things. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be good either. So, I mean, again, I'm still skeptical. It's great that they're going back to old school filming. I think that's awesome. But does it really mean like it's going to look like the 1974 film? I doubt it. I mean, when it's a big budget Hollywood film, that's the thing. Is no matter what, this is going to look like a big budget Hollywood film, whether they use old school lenses and practical effects, and that's great. I'm not knocking that. I think it's great, but when you've got all this money behind it, like a studio like Legendary is going to have, I don't know what the exact budget is. If somebody knows, let me know in the chat. But it's concerning. It's well, I won't say it's concerning. It's not going to give you. You're not going to get the feel like the original gave you. And to me, that's the part you should try to get. Is that feel. You're not going to recreate everything. You're not going to recreate the movie, but part of its charm is that low budget feel, and I think it needs that. Chris Snyder's in the chat. Hey man, how you doing? Where else? What else do we got? A drive-in would be awesome, says Doomsday Kingdom Army. Yes, John, I would love that. How about the return of the drive-in? This is the perfect time. Return of the drive-in. We actually have a drive-in not too far from where I live, believe it or not. It's like an hour away from where I live. I think it's still there. It was last time I drove by there. I should go check it out. We'll see. I'll go to the drive-in. I'd love that. I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. What else we got here? That reveal sucked in Leatherface. Yeah, I can't. I agree with you on that. If you call it the twist, it's a twist, kind of. Supposedly a twist. Supposedly. But yeah. The thing is, Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not really a twist kind of movie. I like a good twist, guys. It felt very unnatural. That's all I can say. What else we got? Dallas Cowboys song. Sorry, man. Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm going to Bastrop, Texas, to go visit the gas station in May. Only 5-hour drive. Can't wait. Good for you, man. I hope I get to visit it, man. I actually wanted to film there, but for whatever reason, they don't want me filming there. I don't know. It's because part of my script it takes place at the gas station. I'm probably gonna have to rewrite it to be just a regular barbecue joint or something like that. Again, you could believe that because it's several years before. Maybe they had the gas station and the barbecue separate and they combined them later. I don't know. There's ways around that for sure, right? But I'm still going to keep trying to bug those people to let me film my fan film at the gas station. Ain't biting so far, though. What else we got here? Ooh, who is chatting? Chris Snyder says there's a drive-in about 15 minutes away from... Oh, really? I saw the original Nightmare, original Friday back-to-back last summer. Wow. Lucky you. I don't think that we have one drive-in that's an hour away. I think it's the only one left in Canada, as far as I know, from what I've heard. And I don't think you get movies like that at that drive-in. I don't think so. That would be pretty awesome, though. Anything else you guys are saying? Invitation to my podcast, Steve. Yeah, I'd love to come on your podcast, Rob. That would be so awesome. And Joe from Fangoria Faithful is in the chat as well as Degree Centigrade. Hey, remember to hit those like and subscribe buttons, guys. Or dislike if you're one of the trolls. Dislikes can do that. What's going on here? Oh, God. Oh, Chris Snyder, you're swearing. I had to approve. I had to approve that for some reason. But it's because you used the F-bomb in there. That's all good. What else we got here? Dallas Cowboys. I'm sure they will, but then again, their policy is strict because of COVID. Anyone else saying anything about this? That's all good. I think that's mostly about drive-ins and stuff. But okay, so now let's talk about the Sally casting. Let's get into that, because as of right now, I thought this probably would have changed by now. It still could change anytime soon. But as of right now, we still have 2 people listed playing Sally Hardesty. They're both roughly the same age. One of them is a pretty awesome actress, that the only person in this film that I'm actually familiar with, in fact, and that's Alice Krieg. Great actress. Looks nothing like Sally, but great actress. But she's listed as Sally, as well as that Irish lady, Olwen Fury. Olwen Fury. That's her name. I should almost take this off. I have to approve certain comments for some reason. How come I have to approve Marco's comment here, but I don't get to have that approval of all the trolls? Because it's not giving me the option on the trolls, but it's giving me Marco reaction. I hope they don't bring Shally back just to kill her. Probably because you had the word kill in there. Well, we know Sally is definitely back. Okay, we know Sally is definitely back in this. Are they going to kill her? As far as I'm concerned, though, she may as well have already been dead at the end of the first movie. Really, like she may as well have been dead already. Chris, just stop using these words so that I don't have to keep approving people's comments. You used facking, but it's still they still make me approve that comment. It's weird. That's weird that I'm gonna see if I can disable that. That only happened when I hit 1,000 subscribers. Weird, I know. Weird. New chatter here. Morgan Welburn. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. Please make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. We are talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2021, the new Sally casting. Very interesting for sure that we have 2 people listed still. And it's been a while now. I thought that they probably would have changed it by now. But once again, I may have been one of the only people that actually noticed this. But originally, it was Alice Krige that was posted as playing Sally. And Alwyn Führer was listed as playing Mother Sawyer. Now, it is my prediction that they mixed it up. It is my prediction that they mixed it up and it was the other way around, and then they changed it and they put Alwyn as Sally as well, but they never changed Alice Krige. And it's still like that now. It's been weeks. I thought maybe they're just waiting so that they can quietly do it, but now I don't know. Maybe they're trying to mess with us. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to set it up as 2 different people could be playing Sally, and which one is actually Sally? If they're going for a frickin' twist on this, guys. If they're going for a twist, oh man. Okay, guys. We have to stop using words like killed or die or shit or fuck because I have to approve all your comments. Oh man, that's okay. I don't care. Oh, I just have to click a button, but then... So, what do you guys think of that? Are we actually getting 2 Sallys, or are they going to actually fix it on IMDb and say that Alice Krige is going to be playing somebody, Mother Sawyer probably, because that's what the other lady was listed as before. That would be my guess. I really hope we're not getting 2 Sallys. I really hope they're not going for some stupid twist like they did in Leatherface. Just saying. So what do you guys think? Let's just have a look at your comments a little bit here. Let's look at all your comments. They did that in Leprechaun Returns. Brought Ozzy back and killed him off. Really? I haven't seen Leprechaun Returns. I know what you think of Leprechaun Origins there, Drayton Sawyer. Where are we now? See what you guys are thinking of. What a weirdo. Can you give me my money back? Well, I don't know your real name, Mr. Heen. If you want a refund, though, you can just go to Indiegogo and get your refund. They still got it. 74 classic. Look, can it be captured even in post? Yeah. I mean, you can a little bit. Like, there's certain aspects of it you want to capture. I think a lot of it is the way you film it, the type of cinematography you use. Yeah, you can use old lenses and you can do stuff in post to degrain it. That's great. That's great, but at the end of the day, it's the slick camera movement, the slick lighting that it's too over polished. I find to really give you that Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel. It's okay to a point, but you do have to do. I feel like you have to do certain things to capture that a little bit. You to get that grittiness. I mean, again, look at our teaser. We were pretty careful on how we wanted things lit. so that we have that sort of darker feel to everything, that darker kind of gritty feel. If we had everything really, really well lit, all the characters perfectly lit and stuff like that, it wouldn't look Texas Chainsaw Massacre enough. It just wouldn't. There's a time and a place for it. There is definitely too many new things I do feel like that I've seen, new movies that are over-polished, and they have these characters in the pitch black dark, yet the characters themselves are perfectly lit, you know. It kind of bothers me. I get it, but it takes me out of it a little bit. When everything around you is black, but you are perfectly lit like you're in a... It looks like you shot in the studio. It doesn't look like you're shooting outside in the night. That's just my opinion. That kind of stuff bothers me a little bit sometimes. And I see it so much these days in Hollywood films. I really do. What else can we say? Miss Carter's in the chat too, and I thank you for I'm not sure if Miss Carter's ever been in my chat before. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, Miss Carter. I've chatted with you on other chats, on other live streams, but I don't think we've ever had you in my chat before. Thank you for tuning in, if it's your first time. And hit that like and subscribe button, of course. That's a given, right? Or dislike if you're one of the trolls. Which we do have a fair share of, which I don't care. In fact, I like it. I think it's really cool. Because I never had trolls until I hit 1,000 subscribers. And now I got them. That's great. Anything else we could talk about as far as this goes? Leprechaun Returns was pretty good. Hope there's a... Was it? Drayton is Leprechaun Returns. I'll be honest, Drayton, I know you're a big Leprechaun guy, but I've only seen the first. I like the first one. And I'm sure that some of those sequels are great. Yeah, I don't think I saw the second one. I'm trying to remember now if I did see Leprechaun 2. But of course I saw the original with Jennifer Aniston. Everybody's seen that one, I think. I hope everyone's seen that. And it's a great movie. I love Warwick Davis. I'm a big fan of Warwick. So that's awesome. But, you know, I just haven't seen any of the other ones. But are they as good as that first one? Anyways, getting off topic a little bit here. Does anybody actually have any thoughts on whether we're actually getting two Sallys? That's my big question for you guys right now. Are we getting two Sallys in this new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film? Are we going to get some stupid twist with these two characters that are supposedly cast as Sally? Or is this just a fuck up that they haven't fixed yet? That maybe they don't care enough. But now a few people have noticed on YouTube. Dr. Wolfula, he's got a pretty big channel. He commented on it on a recent update on Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2021. He's like, I noticed we got two Sallys that look nothing alike. Who knows? So are we getting two? That's what I want to know from you guys. Are we getting two Sallys, or is this a fuck up? And they're going to finally change it. And Alice Krieg actually is playing Mother Sawyer. Drayton Sawyer, I think there will be just one Sally. I hope so. I hope that it is just a fuck up. And, you know, quite honestly, fuck ups like this should be fixed. But maybe they're just, I don't know, maybe they haven't really noticed it yet. It's just IMDb, I guess. I mean, sometimes these big films don't really pay that much attention to their IMDb. And maybe they're doing it just so that we're talking about it. Get people talking. Chris Snyder, after Leprechaun 3 and aside from Returns, stay away from the Leprechaun. Okay. I know that now. Anybody else commenting on this? Okay. Just one Sally. Let's hope that's the case. Let's hope that's the case. And if any of you guys hear any news on this, let me know anytime. Now we've got Mark Burnham playing. We've got Mark Burnham playing Leatherface, which is, I've actually had a chance to look at his acting reel now. I don't believe I had that chance before. I'm not familiar with the guy at all. I don't think I've seen any of the movies he's been in. You guys tell me in the comments if you've seen him in anything. I myself have not, at least as far as I can see. You never know. Maybe there's something on his IMDb list that I just didn't realize I had seen. But as far as I can see, I looked at his reel, his acting reel that's on IMDb. He actually seems like a fairly decent actor. He does certain characters better than others, I think, for sure. But I do think this guy can be a good Leatherface. I think he can be. Just look, and I'm really looking at the movements and stuff, the kind of movement this guy has. And so I will say this, I think that this is a good choice for Leatherface, based on what I've seen. Now, at the same time, even though I believe this guy can do a good Leatherface, that doesn't mean he's going to do a good Leatherface, because at the end of the day, this movie's being made by Hollywood and not necessarily by even the director. It's being made by the executives. And if they want Leatherface to be a certain way in this movie, and again, we're looking at old man Leatherface here, guys, so what are we really going to get from this old man Leatherface? How old are we talking? If we're really being honest with the original, for me, Leatherface was like 30 in the original. Maybe I'm wrong. You could argue that Leatherface was as young as 20, but for me, I picture him being 30. I feel like he was 30. I know Gunnar was kind of in the middle. He was about 25, 26 when he played Leatherface. But I always felt like this was a 30-year-old character. But let's just say he was 20 in the original. Let's just, and this movie is taking place now, which is 48 years after. So that means if it's 48 years after and he was 20 in the original, which I just can't see, we're looking at a 68-year-old Leatherface. Now, are there some 68-year-old people that could move pretty well and wave a chainsaw above their head? Sure there are. I don't see Leatherface being one of those people, though. I would actually figure him to end up in a wheelchair, pretty much being not mobile because of the kind of guy he is. That's what I would, the way he takes care of himself. That's just me, though. Again, I still feel like he was around 30, maybe even older. I've heard some people say they think he was 40 in the original, which it's maybe pushing it, but at the same time, hey, if you told me he was 40 in the original, I would say sure he was 40. Can't say that for sure, but I could see it though. It's not. That's not the age I would think right off the bat, but I'm thinking 30. I'm thinking he was 30-ish in the original, but you never know. I just don't feel like a 68-year-old or a 78-year-old Leatherface though could do all those things. Could be a real intimidating killer. Leatherface, that is. Now, we know they're kind of going this Halloween 2018 route, which worked for that film. I just don't think it's going to work as well for Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But Leatherface is a totally different character than The Shape, Michael Myers, whatever you want to call him. Totally different character. And I just don't feel like Leatherface would be physically intimidating when he's that old. But I could be wrong. But you never know. It's just my interpretation. And again, what do I know? Well, I'm just a big fan of the original who happens to be making a fan film. That's all. Happens to be making the best TCM fan film that you guys are going to see. Unless you like other ones. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. You guys like Mark Burnham? You guys, any of you guys actually seen any of the movies he's been in? And what do you think of the casting choice? Again, I like the casting choice. I just worry about where they are taking Leatherface. I kind of almost wish they would have said it in the 90s, but it's setting something in modern times is identifying with a modern audience. So I get that approach. It's just, is it going to work? That's always my thing. Are you doing it because it's going to work, or are you going to do it because you're going to get these young people and we're going to make lots of money off the young people who don't know any better? That's my worry, because that's what some of these other last couple Texas Chainsaw Massacre films were, in my opinion. In my opinion. Again, it's just an opinion. I'm an arsehole with an opinion. Yeah, I've got an arsehole. You've got an arsehole. We all got opinions. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Sally will hang it up in the first 10 minutes. Chainsaw to the gut. Ooh. Gritty look helps for sure. Miss Carter, call me old school, but I prefer my bad guys to remain ageless, Mr. Merlo. Yeah, I do too. Ageless, so I mean, I just don't want to see them old. I want to see them intimidating. That's me, though. That's me, though. Again, everybody's... some people don't mind... yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, I just think Leatherface, it just won't work. He can't be ageless. That's the thing. Michael Myers, yes, he can be. But and a lot of the other like Jason, obviously, Freddy, these guys can all be ageless, but Leatherface is very human, very real. That's what makes him different than some of those other guys, is that when you see him for the first time in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, this guy looks like he's authentic. He's real. He's a real person, and this guy exists somewhere in Texas. He's out there, and if you go to the wrong place, you're going to bump into him, and he's, that's why he's so scary to me. What else we got here in the comments here? Sorry if I can't get to all we got a lot of chatters here tonight, so if I miss your comment, I apologize. I'm going to miss some comments. There's just no way around it. There's no way around it when my chat has grown so much compared to the old days when I could read everybody's chat and there'd be no problem. They need to shoot it like TCM 74, yeah? Well, good luck with that. It's hard these days, this day and age. I wish that could help. I wish they could. What else we got here? TCM needs something to bring the franchise back, so I'm hopeful. I can't see the 40 years route working. So 48, if they're actually sticking to timeline, because the original took place in 73. It's 2021. That's 48 years after. So I don't know. But maybe you mean 40 years by Halloween 2018 was 40 years after. Yeah, I can't see it working well either, Chris. But again, I want them to prove me wrong. I hope they can. I hope they can. I really do. Too many timeless for Halloween. Too many timeless for TCM as well. But, I mean, I'm not too picky on that kind of stuff. I know people want to retcon. They want to retcon the last one or the one, or all together. Retcon them all together. Why not? What else we got here? Rob Bruins guy Mahoney says, my only gripe with the 3D was the timelines was way off. That wasn't, like I was just saying, the timelines don't bother me that much. I know it was way off, but if I can personally see past that a little bit. I had other issues with 3D. A lot of it was the acting, though. The acting was... I have a whole video dedicated to my hatred towards 3D. Ultimately, 3D looks like it was It was a cash grab, in my opinion. That's what it looked like to me. It just looked like it was made to try to just make a quick buck, which I guess it did technically, but it really didn't make that much. It had a good opening weekend, and then it just dropped off the radar. I think it made its budget back, and then maybe an extra 10 million or so, something like that. But it was number one at the box office, and then it just dropped. And I think, that was why. What else? We got anything else interesting that we can talk about? Texas 3D I saw once. I can't remember much except the carnival. Yeah, that carnival was a missed opportunity. Just Leatherface to start slaying people, but it never happened, eh? That's okay. Missed opportunity, but even that wouldn't have saved that movie, in my opinion. Again, I don't know. Yeah, so I'm okay with Mark Burnham. He could probably be great. He could be right up there with Gunner, in my opinion. He could be. Will he be? I don't know. Okay, so let's look at this cast here. And so I need you guys to help me out here a little bit, because I'll be honest, guys, I don't know a lot of these cast members. I'm going to read who they are. We've got Nell Hudson playing Melody, Alice Krieg playing Hardesty. That's the only person I know is Alice Krieg. Elsie Fisher playing Dreama. Interesting name. Mo Dunford playing Daniel. William Hope as an unlisted character. Jacob Latimore playing Dante. Olwen Fury as Sally Hardesty. So apparently she was in some film, though, that I still haven't seen. But some people have. Tell me what that movie is, if you can. Sarah Yarkin is playing Melody. Mark Burnham is Leatherface. Jessica Elaine was an unnamed character at this point. Sam Douglas is playing Herb. And Jol-Yun Koi as somebody else. That's what we got for a cast. Again, the only actor I know is Alice Krieg. Have any of you guys ever heard of any of these other actors? And if so, what have you seen them in? So Olwen Fuhr was in another horror type movie. Can't remember the name of it now, but I haven't seen it, so that's why. But apparently it was good. It was really good, apparently. What are you guys saying? You guys know any of these guys? Lionsgate own TCM rights now, I think. I don't think they do anymore. I think that got taken away from them after Leatherface, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they lost the rights, sir. That's why Legendary's making it. And who's the distributor for Legendary? Is it Warner Brothers? I can't remember. One of those ones. Anyways, I think it's Warner Brothers for Legendary. Adam Marcus said they changed the original script. A lot for Texas Chainsaw 3D. I won't. That's common. That's super common in Hollywood. Is they'll have a script. Somebody wrote the script. In this case, Adam Marcus. And it's kind of the price you pay if you're a writer in Hollywood. If you made it, and I'm sure that Adam Marcus is devastated with some of the butcherings of his scripts. But when you sell a script to Hollywood and you're writing for Hollywood, they get you to write a certain way, and you still want to have your own feel in it. And they just change it. You can submit it to them. These are the notes you gave me, but here's my script. And you can bet 100% of the time, 99% of the time, they're changing it to whatever. Who knows what the original script to Texas Chainsaw 3D what really was. Hey, Matty Cantone made it. Sorry, I wanted to pop in and say hi. Well, I'm glad you popped in. We missed you. Yeah, so I feel bad for Adam Marcus a little bit. I hope I can get to see one of his films that he wrote that he actually had some creative control over, because Hollywood can just butcher your work, and it's part of the business. Unfortunately, you get paid to write a script, and then they'll take it, and it'll be a completely different movie. It kind of doesn't make sense to me, but at the same time, whatever. It's the way it works. Ms. Carter, forgive me, I really haven't kept up with TCM much, but I do like the one where the chick finds out she's related to Leatherface. That's the one we're just talking about, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. You like that one, eh? Again, it's to me, it's a gong show, but again, we all have our different opinions. I did a whole video. I did a whole one of these episodes, Miss Carter, in fact, giving my thoughts on that one. You can watch it. You can scroll down. It's somewhere back there. It was like episode 13 or 14 or something like that, somewhere in there. But, you know, again, what I don't like about a movie, some people do like. I'm an old guy, too. Guys, I'm out of touch. So all you fans of Texas Chainsaw 3D, don't listen to me. I'm just, I'm an old guy that's so in love with the original that has his own own mind on what a Texas Chainsaw Massacre should be. And you're going to see that with the Sawyer Massacre. That's all I can say. You guys are going to see what I think a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film should be. And you get a taste of that with our teaser, at least. Yes, Adam Marcus wrote Jason Goes to Hell as well. That is correct. Now, and that's another one that's like, I don't know if that's considered the worst. It's considered one of the worst Friday the 13th movies. But again, don't necessarily blame Adam for that, because Adam Marcus, again, he's trying to pay his dues in Hollywood, and the thing is, again, Hollywood takes your script and they change it. They give you your paycheck and you're done with it. They make it the way they want to make it. So I guarantee you Adam Marcus' script was probably different. What am I missing in the chat? You like the Evil Dead remake there, Dre? I never saw it. I hate to say it, I never saw it. I really like the original Evil Dead, even though those are not typically my types of horror films. Not really a big fan of Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness, though a little too campy for me. But I did like the original Evil Dead. It was pretty ahead of its time for the type of low budget, the kind of gore effects that they did at that time. So I really appreciate it for that, for sure. Chris Snyder, Jason Goes to Hell to me is the worst, but don't blame Adam. Yeah, blame the filmmakers. Blame the production companies for these movies, guys. Writers have to pay their dues. I'm trying to pay my dues. If you actually get the opportunity to write for a Hollywood film, that means you're a damn good writer. That's all I can say. If you actually make it there, I've never made it there. I've never had an offer on one of my scripts. I've had scripts of mine in film festivals and stuff like that, and they've been noticed, but nobody's ever said, I will buy your script for X amount of dollars and blah, blah, blah. I mean, I had one person, actually, I shouldn't say that. I had one email once saying that they would buy my script, but it turned out to be a total fraud. So it happens. I love the Evil Dead remake too. Yeah, I still got to see it. I did see Fede Alvarez's Don't Breathe. I was just kind of, meh. It was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I think there was a little bit of missed opportunities in that film to make it just a little bit better. But it was all right. It was all right. I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10. I know a lot of people love that movie. I'm hard on films. I'm especially hard on new films. I want to be scared, I guess. I'm just not getting scared from these new films. Why don't new films scare me? I don't know what it is. I think they just make them differently, and I just don't get scared. Anyways, Chris Snyder's ranking is number 1, Evil Dead Original. Number 2, Evil Dead Remake. Number 3, Evil Dead chat's moving too quick for my eyes. Evil Dead 2, and then 4, Army of Darkness. I'd probably rank him that way if I had seen the remake. I definitely, I know, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. Didn't like Army of Darkness at all. Saw that only once, and I was like, I don't like this. Not for everybody, guys. Not for everybody. Yeah, so let's end this with the idea of, do we think we're going to hear of a release date anytime soon? You would think that something has to happen soon as far as release date, whether they're saying it's not going to come out this year or it's being released in the summer. I just think that if it is going to be released in the summer, we would have known this by now. And we don't. It's April. Summer's right around the corner, folks. We still got no trailer, no release date. I'm hoping that the case is getting pushed to next summer. To me, that would be that means to me that they're not liking this whole COVID situation now, and that's why they want to push it. They want to push it to when COVID is not a factor. I can understand that 100%, and I would be fine with that. What I don't want to hear is them saying we're pushing it to January. Because I don't know how many of you guys know, but January is what we call is typically known the dump of Hollywood movies, where Hollywood dumps their shit films, so to speak. Not necessarily every January release is bad, but typically, especially horror films, typically a January release is a bad film. Texas Chainsaw 3D was a good example of that. They knew that was the best spot for it. And that was another movie that got pushed. As I recall, it was supposed to be released in October of, I think, 2012, if my memory serves me correct. And as soon as they announced that they're pushing it to January, we heard the big, this means this movie is crap. And again, it was bad in my eyes, but I know it still has its fan base. Even Miss Carter said she liked that one. I didn't. And it's all good. And I think it's Degrees Centigrade that likes it. If he's still in the chat, he likes it as well. And that's all good. I'm not telling you guys not to like it. It's not for me, that's for sure. As a fan of the original, it made no sense with the original for me, but I can understand everybody's liking for it. And some people will like this movie too if it gets pushed to January, and it is not a good movie for the most part. If it gets pushed to January, it'll still have its fan base. But for me, there's a Texas Chainsaw Massacre film that hasn't been made, and I wish that people in Hollywood could kind of see that visceral look that I'm doing, but I don't know. It's interesting. What do you guys think? Are we going to see this movie this year? Are we going to get a release date anytime soon? What are the odds of the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film actually coming out this year, and when will it come out this year? If it actually does get released this year, when is it coming out? When can we expect to see it? Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Lazy review, 3D was the worst one in the franchise. Yeah, the majority of people will say 3D was the worst in the franchise. Actually, I think still the majority of people say Next Generation is the worst in the franchise, at least from what I've seen. But for me, 3D was the worst. I agree with you, actually, Carlos. I agree. It was, for me, the acting. Oh, man, that acting. And anyways, we'll get it. And here we go. Chris Snyder. I like 3D for the most part. Got some issues, but I like the majority of it. Yeah, I'm interested to know, though, what you guys do like about it. For me, I guess the biggest offense, other than the acting and the timeline. I know people don't like the time. I honestly don't even give a shit too much about the timeline, but there was nothing scary about it at all. I found absolutely nothing scary. Turning Leatherface into an anti-hero was like, what are we trying to do here? You're supposed to be fearing Leatherface, not. Anyways, I've said my piece on this movie. I shouldn't get back into it, but I'm interested to know what you guys like about it. I am interested. It's to me, it's just such a. Anyways, Rob McHolman taking off. Thank you for hanging out there, Rob. Glad to have you in my chat. Hopefully we can get you back in again. If they're smart, they'll start promoting now. Yeah, now's the time, guys. Yeah, that's right. If they're smart, unless they're pushing it to next year. And again, I'm okay with them pushing it another year if it's in the summer. If they release it in the summer, not January. If I see a January release, I'll know that it's not a movie for me. Because I've never seen a horror movie released in January that I liked thus far. I haven't seen one. Maybe you guys have. What else are you guys saying? Leatherface? Yeah, you think Generation was the worst. I don't like Generation either, Chris. But to me, Leatherface 2017 was worse than that even. I think there are some redeeming things about Next Generation. Not a lot, mind you, not a lot. But there are some. Matthew McConaughey probably being the biggest reason for any enjoyment out of Next Generation. Lazy reviewer. At least the Next Generation had Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. Yeah. I didn't really care much for Renee Zellweger in that film, but Matthew McConaughey, not that Renee Zellweger was bad in that movie, but she wasn't great like Matthew McConaughey. I mean, Matthew McConaughey's character is actually one of the more beloved Texas Chainsaw Massacre characters now, even though the movie is really that bad. Drayton, the one thing I give Next Generation is at McConaughey. There you go. You guys agree with me on that at least. Yeah, the dialogue. Yeah, the dialogue. Do your cousin. Do your thing, cuz. That was the line. Do your thing, cuz. Again, maybe Adam Marcus wrote that dialogue like that. I would be a little bit surprised if he did, unless he was like, no, you got to keep, unless he was told to keep changing it until it sounded more like the studio wanted. Bad decisions, man. There were some bad decisions with that movie, and dialogue was another thing. Saw his family. Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. It looks so rushed near the end with the meat grinder. Oh, that the special effects there. Yeah, that was pretty bad CGI. 3D had the Texas Chainsaw 3D had some terrible CGI. Terrible. It was, and the fact that I had to watch that CGI in 3D. Ooh. They shouldn't have had that movie in 3D. And that was the only option I got. I don't know if you guys saw it in theater and could watch it in 2D. But when I brought my poor wife to see this movie with, we were just dating back then. Like, she had just seen the original and was able to, and she thought the original was pretty darn scary, but she made her way through it. So I thought, okay, this will be nothing compared to the original. But I don't know. It was terrible. It was the mess of having to see it in 3D and pay that extra money. That was a total cash grab to not have the option to watch it in 2D, which I would have much rather done. We'll just say that. Miss Carter says she really likes the TCM remake. Bit controversial, but I suppose I like it better than the original. Hey, I hear that a lot, and that's okay. There were certain things I really liked about the remake and other things I really didn't like about the remake. And it's kind of funny, those things are kind of polarizing pretty, because the things I really liked about the remake, I really liked them. The things I didn't like about the remake, I really didn't like. But again, I'm pretty picky with Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I really expect it to be, I totally understand that, though. I'm not sure, if you grew up with the original, it might be a different scenario. Those who saw the remake first, probably that's a reason why. But again, I grew up with the original. To me, it was always the scariest film ever made. It's the most realistic horror film I've ever been made. And I think that's what I love about it. It's just, it feels so real, so raw, so real. I get the remake is very slick and looks, and I actually don't mind the slickness of the remake. It has a very Hollywood feel to it, but at the same time, it's got enough grit to it. But there's other things, and again, I won't get into it, but there's some things about that movie I really don't like. But a lot of things I really do like, too. Anyways. Drayton Sawyer says, I paid $30 to see TCM 3D. That's expensive, eh? Because you had to watch it in 3D. You and a buddy, $30 US. So that's like $40 Canadian, pretty much. That's expensive. Because you had to watch it in 3D. 3D is more expensive, but you had no choice but to watch it in 3D. At least I did. Felt like a total cash grab. What a joke. Great story. I'm a big Lep fan, but also a Chainsaw fan too. Very good. Okay. All right. I don't see any other major chats to talk about. Okay, here's one other question I got for you guys. When are we going to see a trailer? If the movie comes out this year, when are we going to see a trailer? Last question of the night before we sign off, because I know it's getting late. My wife is going to be home soon. Do you guys think we will get a trailer by the summer? Let's say that. What is the over-under on a trailer before the summer? Are we going to see it? Who in the chat thinks we're going to see a trailer before the summer? Good night, Jimmy. Thank you for tuning in to see that now. I want to know what you guys think. A lot of the classic movies I wasn't old enough to see until they were released on VHS or DVD, so I don't have as much appreciation for that makes sense. It makes sense. And a lot of it has to do with the time period of the 70s to Miss Carter. And I wasn't even around in the 70s. I wasn't born until 1980, so I'm not that old. I probably look it, though. But when you understand the context of everything that happens in the original and how it connects to the social landscape of everything in America at that time, it was a massive social statement. It was a massive statement on a lot of negative things that were happening at that time, and it made that connection in a subtle way. It's like it was a pure representation of all the negative stuff that was happening in America and the world, really. It was really all the negative stuff that happened in the world, even. Probably focuses more on the American aspects, though, because, let's be honest, America was responsible for a lot of the negative stuff that was happening at that time. The American government, that is. But yeah. So when you understand that, when you know those kinds of little things, the world changed so drastically by the mid-60s, which, by the way, is when our film takes place, and that's the kind of the reason why we chose that time period. is such a drastic change, especially from the 50s. The 50s, everybody thought everything was just wonderful. The war was over, and life will be all sunshine and rainbows and picket fences and hunky-dory. And it appeared that way on the surface for a very long time. It appeared that way. It looked, everybody thought that everything was that good, but it really wasn't. And it did, that really showed its face by about the mid 60s, with Vietnam happening and everything. It was a dark time. It was a really dark time, and they stayed pretty dark all through the Nixon era and everything. Like it was rough. There was some rough stuff at that time in the early to mid 70s when the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out. It was sort of the roughest era for a lot of things. It was really tough. And again, the movie utilizes that to its advantage. A lot of people say that movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre cause these terrible things in the world, but it's actually the other way around. Horror films, for the most part, a lot of them, not everyone, but ones that are deep enough, like Chainsaw, in a sort of way exploit the issues that we have in the world. And that's what I love about it more than anything else. It really exploits a lot of the terrible things that is happening in our world. And I really appreciate it for that. Anyways, I'm rambling on a little bit. Anybody think we're going to get a trailer by the summer? I haven't seen anybody actually comment on that. Laser Reviewer did. The odds are against it being released in the summer. Anybody actually think we will? Chris Snyder, by summer, we will hear a release date. We will hear a release date by the summer. Now, here's the thing, Chris. I think if we do hear it by the summer, we're going to hear that it's pushed. It's January 2021. I think if they were to announce it in the summer, yeah. I think if they waited till, say, September or October to finally announce a release date, I could be wrong too. This is just speculation. It's all speculation, guys. But I think that if they waited long enough, they would push it to next summer. But I think the summer is perfect timing to announce a January release date. The timing just seems right for that. But we'll see. If it was late summer, then I could see them pushing it to the next summer. But yeah. Anybody else think we're going to get a trailer anytime soon? Confident that we will get a release date by summer. Yeah, you said that. I probably just reread that again. Anyways, thank you guys all for joining me. Sorry. There was a chat from Miss Carter there, and I missed it. There it is. Things move so quickly in here. Where was it? It's all good. I'm older than you, Mr. Merlo. Probably the oldest in the chat. You really? Well, there you go. You just didn't see the original when you were younger. I'm glad you're older than me. I hate being the oldest one. But yeah, I mean, I grew up with the original when I was a kid. I never saw the original in theaters or anything, but it was always, I was into horror at a pretty young age, and the remake didn't come out till I was 23. And I had seen the original so many times by the time I was 23. So I mean, yeah, there was definitely elements that of that remake that I wish were better. But anyways, Look Up 3D looks like the new TCM film is going to take your spot as the worst of the bunch if it releases on January. Yeah. Yep. I can agree with that. All right, good night, guys. Yeah, and do remember to hit that like and subscribe button if you're new to the channel. We had a few new people in the chat tonight, so do please make sure you hit that like and subscribe. Fun chat tonight. Again, we'll see what happens. I'll keep updating you guys with this film as I hear news. If we get a trailer release date by the time I do my next show, I'll let you guys know. But do make sure you follow the Sawyer Massacre Indiegogo campaign. Links are in the in the description. We just hit 100 backers. Yay! Thanks for helping us get to 100 backers. But we need more. We need your support. So go check it out. Link is in the description. Go drop a few bucks if you can. Or if you can't, just share it around as much as you can. We got 21 days left in the campaign. And 100 backers is great. 200 is better. That's all I can say. 200 is better. Get us there. We can get there. No problem. You guys have a good night, and thank you for tuning in to Merlo's Movie Massacre. We'll see you next time. Probably we'll get one in next week. Have a good night, guys.